Hi guys, today I want to go over the 6 top reasons for acne. These are what I have experienced clinically in the past 20 some years to really be at the root of most acne challenges. So number one, and I think number one on the list really kind of covers everything in an indirect way. So number one on the list is stress. Chemical, emotional, physical stressors, the body does not differentiate between those. And it's those stressors that really create problems in the body and create dysfunction and create a lot of imbalances and create a vulnerability for some of these other things that we're going to talk about to really take hold. So that's really critical that we eliminate as many stressors as possible so the body can manage what it needs to, what we're exposed to environmentally, and some of the other stressors in life that are more difficult to control. We really have to come up with strategies to manage stress as effectively and as efficiently as possible. So number two on the list is food sensitivities. So I have seen in the acne world a lot of times people really focusing on just the food, and there's something that a mentor in the natural health world or functional medicine world has shared before that I think is such a pearl of wisdom, that you'll never get well without changing the diet, but the diet alone will never get you well. So food sensitivities can be a huge help when you start recognizing some of the things that are contributing to inflammation in the body. So you've heard me talk about dairy, gluten, sugar before being some of the biggest culprits for inflammation and really creating a lot of issues with acne. But that alone, just removing those items from the diet, is not the answer to true healing and to getting true resolution with acne either. But those are really critical to address. So along with food sensitivities goes gut imbalances. So a lot of times with acne in particular, there may be no perceivable digestive issues, but there's a huge connection to what's going on with the gut and what's going on with the skin. So there can be an imbalance in the microbiome, and the skin may be the only place where we see symptoms as a result. So there's some testing that we can do that I'll talk about in a later video that can address some of that and see exactly what's going on there and how that needs to be addressed. Number three is environmental toxins. Pesticides, heavy metals, all of these things that we're exposed to these days can really be problematic, and they can really create a situation where it feeds into some of those gut imbalances or can be too much for the liver to process, and it starts coming out in the skin a little bit. So we've talked before about some of the things that we're exposed to, like the pesticides like the atrazine on corn or BPA in plastics. And that can really create hormonal disturbances. It can be difficult for the body to get rid of these toxins that we're exposed to, and can really create some issues. So really minimizing our exposure to that is a great place to start. Number four is mold and mycotoxins. So interestingly, sometimes with mold and mycotoxins, there may be no visible mold. If you've had or lived in or worked in a building that has had water damage ever, there's a really high likelihood, unfortunately, that there could be some mold. And mycotoxins are the toxins that are put off from the mold that really create the problems and once again burden the body. So that's another place to look. And actually, interestingly, there could be mycotoxins in food as well that we're consuming. Coffee is a real big place for that. Grains is another really big place for that. And unfortunately, chocolate is another really high mycotoxin content food often, and that can really create problems with the body in general and then in turn with the skin, because the body's having a difficult time managing this overburdened system that's been had too much exposure to some of these things. And then number five is chronic infections. So this could be parasitic infections, this could be bacterial infections, this could be viral infections, something that the body's been dealing with for a long period of time. Could even be low grade, so it's not necessarily anything that's going to flag on regular lab work, but just enough to keep the body burdened, and that can create a lot of skin problems as well. And I know here in the United States, we're led to believe that we do not have parasites here. However, I'm here to tell you that they do exist, and they're more common than you would think, and they create a lot of skin issues, including acne. And then number six is hormonal imbalances, something that we deal with a lot in my practice. And once again, I would say all of these other things that can be stressors on the body really can have a lot to do with affecting hormones as well. That is, environmental exposures to things don't allow the body to function the way that it should, or the cells to function the way that they should, and that affects hormone signaling, hormone receptors, all of these things. So we see a lot of different hormonal imbalances. I know estrogen dominance is a real common one as well. So if you feel like you might be dealing with any of these things, feel free to reach out. And I'm going to go over another video on some lab work that can be done to identify some of these things as well, so you can address them, what's particular to you, and how you can unpack the root cause of what's going on with your acne. So I hope that was some helpful information for you. If it was, please like and share this video with anybody that would benefit from it. Thank you so very much. Health and happiness. Have a super fantastic day. Thanks so much.